Gold Star Promotions is proud to present Floyd Money Mayweather. The man himself is coming to the UK for his UK tour, February and March 2020. For all info and tickets, Gold Star Promotions, the host of UK.
Big boys get moving fast, you get a lot of knockouts.
Ultimate boxer heavyweight. He's just going to be swinging bombs from the ceiling.
Free treatment allowance of all health.
This is Ultimate Boxing.
Fuad, you're back on Behind the Gloves with another interview. I am joined by the one and only Dave Coldwell in Saudi. How you feeling?
Yeah, mate. It's a bit surreal, isn't it?
I can't believe this is actually happening. Like, I was on the plane, I was thinking, what is going on here?
Yeah, it is. It's not usual boxing venue, is it? But yeah, I got here at 7 a.m. this morning. A little bit tired. That's why shades are on. Yeah, I'm glad to be here. It's a buzz now. Do you know what I mean? We've got the open workouts now. Everybody's buzzing. There's so many faces here that you know. They've all made the trip. Do you know what I mean? It's mad. Yeah. And I've heard about some of the names that are coming on Saturday. It's like, wow.
Do you think there'll be a lot of British fans travelling? You know how they go over to Vegas and whatnot? Do you think there'll be a lot coming over to Saudi?
Do you know what? I don't know, because I think, yeah, there'll be an element, but I think a lot of people, for one, I heard a lot of stories about getting into the place and things. It's a bit dodgy getting in. You know, there's a lot of worry, a lot of talk. It was cool as to get in. It was just like coming in anywhere. In fact, it was quieter. It was quieter to get in, and they were very polite. You know, when they taking your fingerprints and all that sort of stuff, and it's fine.
Has there been anything that surprised you? So I know you've been only here for a few hours. Anything that surprised you?
I've literally been in a few hours. I've not had time to be surprised. I'm surprised that it's not warmer than what I thought it was going to be. That's mate, it's dropping, and I'm in a t-shirt. I'm freezing, and I wish I'd have brought a hoodie or something in another hour or so. I'm going to be freezing.
Freezing in Saudi, wouldn't think of that one. Anyway, your fighter, Hopi Price, is making his second appearance on this card. First of all, I mean, to get sort of chosen to say, okay, you can fight on this card, must give him a lot of confidence.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Eddie's not very sentimental when it comes to things like that. He wants to put people that's gonna strengthen the brand, or people that he's got time for and got confidence in. And you know, for me to be able to get a Hopi Price on the bill, it's brilliant. It really is, because he's scheduled to fight December 19th, and then Eddie says, look, does he want to? You know, I'm thinking about putting Hopi Price on the AJ bill. Yeah, do it. Yeah, done.
What was his reaction when he found out?
I think he thought I was joking at first. No, it was buzzing. It really was. It was really exciting. But you know what? He takes everything in his stride. He's a really good kid. He's a really nice kid. But he's very, very switched on mentally. He's excited, but he's not giddy by it. He knows he has to do a job, and knows that a ring's a ring. Bottom line, a ring's a ring, and he's got to go in there. He's got to perform. So yeah, he's excited. But
following with what you just said, he is young, so he's got a lot to learn, not just in the ring but in life. So when he does get into this situation, maybe he'd want to show a bit more of his skills. How do you ground a young fighter like that?
Do you know what? He's already very grounded. His dad's done a great job on him, bringing him up. He's very, very grounded. He takes everything in his stride, and he listens, and he does what he's told. He did on his debut. You know, his debut, he could have gone a little bit. You know, could have gone a little bit nuts, because you know his debut, matchroom, this. But he didn't. He went in there and he was very, very switched on, listened to everything, and he looked good. When I've took him sparring in LA and people that he sparred with him, he's listened. He's done everything step by step I've asked him to, and I just expect the same. I expect the same here tonight. On Saturday night. It's not just because the occasion's big.
Okay, we're going to pick it back up. We just moved away from the ring. Dave, carry on.
Yeah, so he's very, very grounded. So he takes things in his stride, and step by step as I'm giving him instructions. And there's one thing that I believe in, and when I've spoke with Bellew quite a lot about young fighters and prospects and things. In order to be able to win titles over 12 rounds, you need to be able to follow instructions, and you need to be able to be disciplined. So this is a massive occasion for him, and a massive opportunity for him, boxing on the undercard of this massive fight. But ultimately, it's about progressing to where he wants to be, becoming a world champion, becoming an established name, and a big name fighter. Well, this is part of that journey, and each time he steps in that ring, he has to learn. He has to do what he's told. He has to be disciplined, and he has to gather that experience. So he can't lose his head and go in there like a madman just because it's because of the occasion. So he's got the kind of mentality where I believe that he will be grounded. He will go in there and do what I ask him to do. And he's not in against a stiff. He's got a real fight. Yeah. So they're the kind of fights that he's going to learn from.
Most definitely, we're excited to see him on the undercard. Let's go on to the big main event. We spoke about it last week, but we have to talk about it again. We're here now. It's exciting. A lot of people have been saying that Andy Ruiz could possibly be getting caught up in his limelight and in the fruits of his success. We've seen him in the Rolls Royce. We've seen him buy the big house, the parties.
People always say about this. Do you know if you come into money, you're gonna buy the nicer things in life. You're not gonna keep driving the same car that you had before. Yeah. You're not gonna live in the same house that you had before when you had no money. It's like you start spending money on nicer clothes, on you buy better quality food because you've got the means to do it. Yeah. It doesn't mean that you then all of a sudden you're just not going to work anymore. Some people can be like that. We saw it with Buster Douglas, and that's the thing. But I think that's what people are looking for as excuses already. Oh, he's taking his eye off ball. He's doing this. He's doing that. But he's bought a nice house. He's bought his mum a nice house. He's got a nice car. So what? It doesn't mean that he's not going into the gym every day.
Let's talk about the other camp in this fight, obviously the Brit, AJ. There was some words coming out of his camp saying that he was dropping sparring partners and sending them home within a week. Could you think that could be a tactic? Because obviously the last time round there was talks about him getting dropped in sparring.
Sparring. Whether it's true or not makes no difference really, because sparring. He might have dropped sparring partners. I've seen it in my gym, fighters dropping sparring partners and looking great in the gym, and then go out and get beat. It doesn't make any difference. It's just another talking point for a big event. That's all it is.
Okay, and finally, just want to take your thoughts on the other man in this heavyweight division who was losing every round in his last fight and then decided to, throw that right hand.
It generally doesn't matter.
What was your reaction to the fight?
I put a tweet out about Wilder. He has got the kind of power where you can be winning every minute, every second of every round. While ever he's on his feet, he can switch your lights out. Split second, lose your concentration, give him that one little gap, boom, he takes it, you're gone. That's what he did. It's irrelevant that he was losing every round because he won. If he was losing every round and then never caught up with him, then yeah, that is a big talk about. It's a big thing. It's irrelevant. He was getting out of box. We've seen him get out of box before, and then he knocks him out, and we see that again. He can punch, mate.
Do you think there's anyone in the division that can beat him?
Oh yeah, he's beatable. He's not unbeatable.
41, 42, and 40 knockouts.
But it can knock you out. Yeah. If you can get in there, and if you don't get nailed with his best shot for 12 rounds, then you can beat him because he can be outboxed. There's no doubt about it. He's tougher than what he's given credit for. Listen, people think because he gets shook up a little bit, they think, oh, he's chin out. You all you got to do is get him to a chin. No, I remember watching him spar with David A. Mate, he was getting rocketed with big bombs off A, and he just take it, good shot, and come back firing again. He's tough. When you get away a big shot, and especially in heavyweight boxing, you can have a reaction, but he's tough enough. He comes through it. So he's going to take somebody that can really punch, or that can punch hard consistently to beat him. But all the while, you've got to avoid getting it, because, like I said, it's like with Fury. Fury, for me, can outbox him all night long. But the same question remains. It's what I thought for the first fight. Fury can outbox him, but when he gets hit, he's gonna get done. He got up. I thought Fury won it. He just didn't get it. But in the rematch, the same thing can happen again. Fury could be winning every second, every round, and then get dropped. And next time he might not get up.
Say if AJ comes through this fight, say if Wilder comes through the Fury fight, and somehow on earth we get that fight made. Who would you pick as your favorite to win that fight?
I ain't got a fucking clue. Yeah, because right now, because we're talking about right now, if you're judging AJ right now, you're judging him on his last fight when he's been smashed up. So in your mind, you would have to say, well, if Andy Ruiz can knock AJ out, can drop him multiple times, Deontay Wilder's going to wipe him out. Well, Deontay Wilder can wipe anybody out, regardless of what your chin's like against anybody else. He can wipe anybody out. But the same thing is AJ has got a skill set and he's got a certain style of boxing that can give Wilder problems, and AJ can punch as well. So it's a 50-50 fight. Let's see how AJ looks on Saturday night, and then you're looking at Wilder's last fight, you're looking at AJ's last fight, and then you see, then you decide, oh well, okay, I actually think he's going to win. But really, it's not about the last fights. It's about what they do when they come head to head against each other. Because you can look a certain way against this man and look completely different against this man. That's boxing. That's what makes boxing so good. Because we all have opinions, but until the bell goes, nobody actually really knows.
Most definitely. Well, pleasure speaking to you as always. Hope you enjoy your stay, and I'll probably catch up with you later in the week.
Nice one, mate. Cheers.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking the icon right here and hit the bell button so that every time we upload a new video, you get an alert so that you don't miss out.